All right, this is Jared, and I'm back. Hey, listen, I told you that we won't stop. Hey, I'm coming live on Jesusa's page, and I'm so excited to bring you some new updates. Basically, go over some new developments and give her her face and to show her on a live video again, which we haven't done in a while. So I'm going to bring her on board. I'm excited to do that. Welcome, Jesusa. Welcome.
Hi, how are you, Jared, and everybody else?
I am very well, thank you, man. It is awesome, man. We've talked a little bit over the phone, just recently, but it's been a
Yes.
while since we've done a face-to-face video. It's great to see you.
Yes. It's been a long year.
Yeah, it has. You've gone through quite a bit. You're an amazing woman because you've gone through so much, and it's not been easy for you at all. You've gone through a lot of different things in your life. Just recently, you had a phone call where you thought you might be a third on the list and you might have a chance to get
Yeah,
called.
it was Tuesday. It was Tuesday. They called me at 10. And right now, the word hope for me is like, I don't have it anymore with me. I
Mm-hmm.
think I'm just waiting for a miracle. On miracles, I
Yeah,
do have faith.
right.
But they called me and they said, well, we have a person that's in life support and you're the third one on, and we're gonna let you know later on if you come or not. So I didn't pack or nothing. I said it's
You
just
didn't
gonna
even
probably
pack.
no, right?
All
But then
right.
later on they come and they said no, that I wasn't compatible.
Uh-huh.
But see what happens. And you know, it's been in April it was 9 years, and it's in April is 9 years of dialysis plus 6 months. It's almost gonna be 10 years of
Wow.
dialysis, and this year it has been so hard for me.
You
Very
have
hard
no
because
idea. You have. You've gone through
um
quite a bit in your personal life,
yes,
and you're still trying to move forward, go to dialysis 3 times a week, and you're still struggling with your life problems on top of kidney disease as well. That's not an
yes,
easy thing to juggle. You're doing quite a bit.
at
Um,
the same time, yeah.
yes, at the same time.
Yes, at the same time. And then I finally did go and visit my dad, but it was in a matter of terms that I had to go and visit him because he was already
Yeah.
getting old and sick.
Uh-huh.
And I knew that if I would go and see him, I know he was gonna pass away because he was just
Yeah.
waiting for me. So
How
I
tough
came back,
was
and
that
then
for
a week
you? How
later,
tough was that for you to go visit him knowing that he may pass away? How hard was that for you?
for me it was very hard because the reality is that when a person stays living, sometimes people don't go away until they see the person they need. And
Mm-hmm.
my dad was waiting for me, and then
Holding
when
on
I
for
got
you.
back, yeah, when I came back, my daughter, that's his great granddaughter, went to visit him, and he was waiting for her too. After
Uh-huh.
my daughter came back, 4 days later, I got a call, and I kind of said, my mom is not calling me just for nothing.
Yeah.
And he says, well, he passed away, and I had to go back again. But it was hard because I wasn't prepared for that.
Yeah.
I wanted to spend a whole month like a usual time on vacations with him and everything, but I couldn't. The year prior, I couldn't because I had the tickets and everything, but the dialysis center wasn't available for the
Uh-huh.
days that I had.
Yeah.
And to me, that was a disappointment. But I had to go and see him, and
Mm-hmm.
he was strong. His grief, his physical, he was very strong. But he says, Mija, my inside body is no longer good. I just have to go. And he would grab your hand, and he was very tight and everything.
Holding it
He didn't
tight.
lose his memory. It was
Yeah.
very, very, very nice to see that at 97 and with him. still getting up and walking little steps and eating, and by himself. And at the same time, my mom would help him eat and everything. um he had President Trump on his mind all the time.
Oh,
He would tell
really?
me, yes, he would tell me, Mija, look at President Trump, what he's doing. This is not okay. And
It's not
he
okay.
would
That
talk
is
about
awesome.
he would talk about
He was
Trump
still
president.
care. He was still caring, and it still mattered to him about the country.
Yes, he was
Oh,
still
wow.
mad about that one. And the war and everything else, and he
Uh-huh.
had a good mind on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he would my son went to visit him, and he knew my son too and everything. He says, I'm very happy that all my kids are here and my grandkids are getting here. But the sad part of it was that we had to surrender everything to my other brother and my other sister, and that was the right thing to do because
All
that was
right.
his second family. But all his life he had nice family, nice sons and siblings and everything. And the main goal that he teached us was that no matter what, we had to forgive each other and continue together as a family, no matter what.
Amen.
If it's small or big or whatever, we had to amend
We'll
those
forgive.
problems and stick around. And
Hmm.
that's the legacy he had.
That's a good lesson.
Yeah, Mother's Day for us was a sad day because on Mother's Day we put him down in rest on the
Oh,
grounds.
wow.
Mother Days was he died on May 6th, but on Mother's Day we had to bury him. So Mother's Day
Wow.
was very sad.
That is
And we
very
came back.
sad.
Yeah. Yeah, and my
Very.
mom's still there, and we're there. And then I became a great grandma on May,
Hmm.
and my great grandson is named Julian. So we have
Okay.
6 Julians
Yeah.
under his name. But yeah, it was hard because uh, I had to cope with a lot of problems. I had to cope with my
Yeah.
marriage, with a lot of things besides it, and I'm just tired of being a giver. I say that I'm just tired of being a giver.
You
And
you are. You've got a big
yeah,
heart, and you do give a lot. And you
yeah,
know, and I know it seems like that sometimes it's not reciprocated. That people don't give back to you, and
yes.
you know,
Hmm.
I know it may seem that way, but God is
Yeah,
always with you, and God doesn't
yeah.
see.
And I do admire a lot of people that have been following me and everything. Donna had
Hmm.
extended her very kindness of a friend, and she sent me a sympathy letter and everything, and I'm very grateful for that. So some
Hmm.
people on the website have followed me and stuff like that, and I'm going through it. Um, I'm hoping, and I'm praying for a miracle. I told the doctor the word hope goes together with faith, but
It does. It's
with
well
me,
connected.
yeah, with me, hope is not no more there because I've been hoping to get a phone call, and I've been getting phone calls. Last year I got 9, but they
Hmm.
were not they were not followed through.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like I just need the miracle.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
I
I don't need a
understand.
hope because I've been getting the hope of getting a phone call,
Yes,
but
I get it. The
you
hope is
understand?
good,
Because
but
if you
you
say, I
want
hope
more
somebody
than
will
hope.
call me
You
or
need that to
somebody,
grow, and you need
yes,
it to be, you need something to happen from that
yes,
hope.
uh-huh. And
Yeah,
some
and
people say, Jessica, but hope and faith go together. I said, well, with me, that has been broken because last year they called me 9 times
yeah,
and it was just there. But,
yeah. It's
and
hard
I
to have
said, I
hope
have
when you're
gone to
let
the
down.
hospital.
It's
Yes,
hard to have that hope when you're let down 9 different times.
yes.
And
And then
certainly
this year,
understand.
we just barely started on Tuesday. So I'm hoping a miracle will
Hmm.
happen, a miracle before Christmas.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm kind of thinking.
Well, it's
So yeah,
even though it's hard to hope, it's very important to try to keep some form of hope.
yes,
Uh,
and
and
faith.
you have to understand that
Yes,
despite any of these things that may be setbacks,
yes,
okay, or
hmm,
disappointments,
yes,
uh, a lot of us, okay, my
hmm,
twin brother Jeff, I,
yes,
Donna, Steve Belcher, okay, a
Yes.
lot of the people in the kidney disease community are backing you up. Okay,
Yes, I know.
we are behind you 100%. And I
Yes.
still firmly believe that when we pray together and do
Yes.
more than pray, okay, because
Yeah.
I totally am in agreement with you that people need to do more than just hope, and they need to do more than pray. Those things
Yeah.
together are good, but there's got to be some action involved.
Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
and we've got to do more action. Okay, we've got to have people doing more. Okay,
Yes.
instead of just praying, I'll pray for you, Jesusa. Okay,
Yes.
that's good, don't get me wrong, we want people
Yeah.
praying
Mhm.
for you, but what if
Yes.
instead of just praying for you, they're also reaching out and calling you to see if you're okay? Wouldn't it mean more if not only they prayed for you, but you got a phone call from somebody asking you,
Yes.
how are you doing?
Yeah, Donna, when she found out that I posted that my dad passed away, she requested my address, and I said, "Well, I'm going to Texas," and she says, "But I thought you live in Washington." I said, "Well, if you want to send something, a letter or something, I'm not
Yeah.
going to be in Washington for 2 weeks." I said, "You could send it to." I gave her my physical
Oh,
address here,
awesome.
but I said, "But if
Yeah.
you want me to get something that you
Mhm.
want me to read," I said, "You have to send it to Texas to my brother's house, and I'll get it." And I did get it,
Wow.
and I shared it in Facebook that she had
Wow.
sent me a letter, and that meant to me a lot because
I bet
she
it
was
does.
thinking with me
Yeah,
about my pain,
sure.
and then stuff like that. And then this year I told Lisa, well, I'm getting used to flying away by myself because
Uh-huh.
Lisa didn't go this year. And
Yeah.
she says, Mom, you can't go anywhere else. I said, yes, I can. So I said,
Yeah,
I'm going
Donna
by
is a
myself.
good soul. She is. She's a good person, and I'm glad that she
Yeah.
did that. And
Yeah,
so
and then I
we need to do more. We need to do more than
yeah.
just pray. Okay,
Yeah.
we need to have. We need to share. We need to have our followers. Do a watch party. For example, this video that we're doing now. All right, it could be replayed as a watch party, and if somebody
Yeah.
does that, then they can share it to a large Facebook group, and it could be watched with hundreds of people that are connected to a
Yeah.
Facebook group.
Hmm.
There are just
Yeah.
so many different things that we can have our followers do besides just praying. You know,
Yes. Hmm.
we've got to do more action. We've got to do more movement to support you.
Yeah. Right now it's like, like you say, to me the message would be is like sometimes we pray and we wish the best and everything, but we need to ask. I think people that want to ask would be asking God, am I the person to be indicated to give a donor, or is just me to pray for
Mhm.
that person to come along?
Right. Hmm.
Like right now, my son, I only have one son. My son is
Hmm.
going to go through a hardship right now.
All
He's
right.
well, right now he's gonna be detained for a couple of months,
Oh
and
no, I'm sorry to
you
hear
know,
that.
yeah. But he says, you know what, Mom? It was good that I got detained.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get out of here, and I was just going a little bit crazy with my problems and stress and
Hmm.
everything. And now that I'm here, I look at life differently, and I look at your request to us. You have requested us to see if we could be a donor, and
Yeah.
we always tell you no. Dijo, but thinking about it, I want you to live more, and when I get out of here, I am gonna be checked out because I want to be a donor.
Oh, good.
So I know
Yeah.
if it doesn't happen between here and May, then he's gonna get tested, and hopefully he'll follow through.
Hmm.
But I never like to pressure none of my kids because they know what I
Sure.
want, what I
Yeah.
need, and I don't like to pressure nobody because in the first place, I always give God, um, at least we're living every day to the grace of God. But
Yes.
it's very hard. It is very hard, and you always have to be up and going, paying attention to nurses, to doctors. And I
Hmm.
told my doctor tells me the same story. And I told him, I don't think you're doing your job because you're letting me do all the work. I said I always have to call Spokane every month. I
Yeah.
always have to be doing this. I said you're the
Uh-huh.
one supposed to be doing that. And
Right.
then I see the people that dialyze next to me and everything,
Mhm.
and talking about fistulas. One of the people, there's a principal. He's already old. He retired. He was a principal from school. And I
Okay.
said, "What's wrong with you?" And he says, "Well, I got very sick, Jessica. Dijo,
What?
when you were
How
out,
did he get sick? What do you mean by that?
yeah, he had to redo his fistula." And I told
Okay.
him why. And I kind of pay attention to my fistula
Mhm.
for the reason that I always ask about the fistula
Yeah.
because I always see. I don't know if you have seen a fistula that has like a camel bumps, like
I
one
have,
in
yes.
above, right?
Would
And
it be
I
okay
and
if you showed your fistula to everyone watching right now?
this is my fistula right there.
Okay. All
You
right.
see?
Yeah.
Okay, mine right
Mom, you gotta
there,
hold it at a certain angle.
like there.
Okay, I can see it
See
better
that?
now. Yeah.
Is
Okay.
not a hump where the
Okay.
tape is. There's not
Right.
a hump no more. There's
Right.
not a hump no more there because I started telling the girls I want to get rid of that hump,
Yeah.
and she says why? I said because I don't want a hump.
Yeah.
That mean and I got rid of that hump. You know why? Because I would tell the girls to start poking not in the same area,
Right.
and that's why a lot of people get humps
They
when
do.
when
When
that
they're
hump
doing it
gets
in the
through so
same
many
place.
years,
Yeah.
it wears out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wear out, and then they have
Mhm.
to get another fistula going.
Yeah.
So mine is kind of long because it goes under my armpit, from my elbow to my armpit.
Yeah.
So I would tell the girls, you need to poke right there and right there and right there. So now that hump is not there no more. But some people go through those hump and they don't use the rest of the fistula.
Yeah.
And if we don't tell the tech and we don't tell the nurses, they won't do what they say. But it's like, and I would tell the principal, and he says, yeah, they always poke on the same thing, and I tell him, they always tell me
Yeah.
no.
I hear you. Steve Belcher talks about the same thing, that, that if they do it in a different area and that they don't stick you in the same place, then that can extend your fistula and it will be more durable in the long run.
Yeah, my fistula has been here for 9 years, and they
9 years.
yeah,
Okay.
and they haven't operated it none. But
Uh-huh.
I keep an eye on a soul blood that
You're taking care of it then. That's
I
awesome.
take care of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I take care of it,
Yeah.
and they always tell me, why do you always like to see when we poke you? I
Yeah.
said because it's my fistula is
It
my
is.
body.
Yeah. You've got to know what's going on.
You have
Right.
to kind of pay
So,
attention to it. Yeah.
and commonly throughout the day, do you feel what's called the thrill?
Yes, you could hear it. If you sleep
Uh-huh.
like on top of it, you could hear it. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Interesting.
yeah, you could feel it and everything, and it's just a matter of things to do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a hardship because you always have, and then in our clinic, it's like we have a lot of patients and few nurses right now. We have
Yeah.
so many nurses that are just working over shifts and stuff like that because they need more people working. So it's
Okay.
kind of hard. But I just wish the old-fashioned way was that they call you and they said that you just need to get over here. But
Right.
that apparently that's not working no more. They have to call
That
three persons at a time.
doesn't really work that way anymore, huh?
Yeah. And now it's like the hospital from Spokane already put the living donor donation, the application. You just go to Providence.org
Mm-hmm.
and you just press on it and put all the information for a living donor, and then they get it right away. And Sherry's the one that takes care of the living donor.
Okay.
Um,
All right. So what you're saying is they're getting better with an online application now instead of using a
yes,
phone number?
yeah, they could call, but if you go to the one that I sent you a couple of weeks ago,
Uh-huh.
the Provident.org, you just go into there and you put donation, and then
Uh-huh.
you'll do the app. And the person that takes care of that is Sherry, because
Share.
most of the people Don is not there no more.
Right.
Nancy's not there no more. They're
And
already
not there
retired.
anymore either. So we got a
Yes.
Sherry now. Okay.
Yeah, we got a Sherry now.
Uh-huh.
So they have that. We have the app. Our Providence, that's called Secret Heart Providence. It already got, they bought the hospital here in Cadillac. Cadillac Hospital is connected to Providence now because
Mhm.
it belongs to them. The hospital here in Tri-Cities belongs to them. So
Okay.
whatever they have, whatever Cadillac has, appointments or whatever, the hospital sees it. If we go to California, they see it in California too, because they bought
Mhm.
another hospital in California. So
All
that
right.
hospital is getting very big.
Yeah.
It's very
Growing.
big now. Yeah.
All right.
So the chances are, maybe this year. But I have question, why you guys taking too long? Why are you guys doing this? Digo, Jessica,
Those are good
with
questions,
you,
and you
yeah,
need to be asking those questions, and I'm glad
yeah,
that you are, because you constantly need to make sure you're getting information, that you're
mhm,
not just accepting things for how they are.
yes,
I totally think you're doing the right thing. You've got to
yeah.
be
I have.
asking good questions.
They wanna kind of have, like they have explained to me, Jessica, we're very delicate with you
Yeah,
for the reason that you're having a third transplant.
right.
We're trying to make sure that you get a transplant and you get a transplant maybe for 20 years life,
Sure, that it'll last a while, and I get that. I do,
because after the third transplant, you're not getting nothing no more.
and I'm glad they're being careful, but I just want to make sure that they're doing everything
Yes.
they can,
Mhm.
and they're not just dragging their feet. So,
Yeah. And I
I'm
know that you guys have asked me and Donna has asked me if they do the impair chain. They do that too
they do
here
the
at the
part
hospital.
exchange
Yes.
program. Okay.
Mhm.
Uh,
So
so,
it's out there.
regardless of the donor blood type,
Yes.
um, if you're not the right blood type,
They exchange. Yeah.
please donate and call the transplant
Yes.
coordinator, Sherry, and start the application, and then
Yes.
they'll do their part and
Hmm.
find the right the right kidney disease patient that matches up with
Yes.
the donor that isn't the blood type for you, and
Yes.
then
Mhm.
the, they'll find one that matches up with you, and they'll do a swap. So, uh,
Yes.
and when I have to think about this, it probably isn't coming out as smoothly, but it does work. It does
Yes.
work, and we know this because Jeff and I have had somebody that we've advocated for, Valerie Cartwright. You may have
Yes.
heard of this
Yes.
already, and Valerie Cartwright has gotten success with the paired exchange program, where her donor wasn't the right blood type, but still went into the paired exchange program back in March of this year,
Yes.
and waited since March to have the hospital find, a
Another one.
right swap, and they did.
Uh-huh.
And the donor that applied that wasn't the right blood type has had surgery and has donated her kidney.
Hmm.
And now Valerie Cartwright will be scheduling hers very soon in the upcoming weeks. So it does
Yes.
work. Okay.
Yeah.
And if we hadn't had that donor do the paired exchange program, she'd be
It's
still
possible.
waiting. It
Yes.
does work. It works. So
Yeah. It does
people,
work. Yeah.
hey, I get
So,
it. All right. People, anybody who's watching right now, okay, Jesusa is one of the kindest, nicest people you'll ever meet. And if I don't blame you if you want to have your kidney go directly to her. But if you're not the right blood type, please apply
yes.
anyway,
Hmm.
and it will speed up her chances. It does increase her chances if you do go into the paired exchange program. Let's
Yeah.
do
And
this.
then I didn't know that they test sensitivity or something like that.
High
Because,
sensitivity to
yeah,
antibodies.
yeah, because Sherry called me last week before
Okay.
the donor, and she says, Jessica, I'm gonna send you an extra tube on your box for the blood box. And I
Okay.
said, why? And she said, well, sensitivity, like if you're sensitive,
Uh-huh.
we need to make sure about that,
Okay.
because
All right. I'm
usually it's
familiar
very
with that.
small. Yeah,
Mhm.
because she says that it counts. Like me, blood work usually is A and B. I could get A and B because I'm A
Right.
plus.
Yes.
So I have more options than a
Mhm.
no
You
or a
do.
B. Yeah.
If someone had the blood type O negative or O positive, they could only get from an O. But yes, you
Yes.
have an option. So,
Yeah.
there you do have flexibility. And
Yes.
again, I know that you've had some things in your life that haven't gone well, and I'm sorry for that. And I
Yeah.
know that you're going into your ninth year, but
Yes.
I am so hopeful. And if I can
Yes.
give you my hope, and if I can give you my vision, what your life will be like soon, please hang on to
Yes.
that, because I
Yes.
firmly believe, and and because I firmly believe, and I'm putting forth action, and I'm initiating other people to put in action. Okay, and I'm
Yes.
trying to get your followers to share.
Yes.
We've got some great Ethel Short. I just want to give props to Ethel Short.
Yes.
Man, shout out to Ethel Short for being such a great follower. One of the, if not the best follower on your page is
Mhm.
Ethel Short.
Yes.
What would you like to say to Ethel Short if you?
Well, I know she follows me a lot, and I
Yeah.
know everybody's been praying for me, and every day that I pray and I said, God, thank you for today, and thank you for everybody that's praying for me,
Mm-hmm.
because I know I have a group that I don't know, but I know them through my page, and I know that they're out there, and I know that they're everywhere, because it's like my dad says, Mija, I always pray here, but everybody, from the people that cross here the border, that I see people crossing the border, I pray for them. I pray for the animals. I pray for everybody, dijo, because everybody needs a helping hand.
Mm-hmm.
Dijo, but remember, you don't have to be in a church or nothing to pray
No,
and
pray
make sure that
anywhere.
you have contact with God. Dijo,
Yeah.
but always be thankful for every day. And
Yeah.
like I say, sometimes I have gone through my lowest. Um, and it's like the month that was more heavier for me was May and June, and then a couple of months up to now.
Yeah.
But I said, no, I have to get rid of toxic people that are around me, because they're making me feel
Bringing
worse
you
than nothing.
down. Yeah.
Yeah, and a couple of weeks ago, just 3 houses below my house, there's a lady that apparently some people of the neighborhood tried to talk to her, but she never allows nobody to talk to her. She stabbed herself to suicide.
Wow.
And I feel sorry, and I said, and the older girl, her
Wow.
older daughter said, well, if she dies and leaves me this brat, I'm gonna kill myself. And
Wow.
we told the little girl, you
Man.
can't do that.
No,
But
it's
it's the
so
person that sometimes you need to talk to people, no matter what.
true. You can't keep it
You
in.
always have to talk to people,
You've got to get it
and
out.
there's always, yeah. And it's like, people have gone trying to talk to her, but in the neighborhood, but she cuts everybody off. And I said, well, it's not okay. But
No.
it's like, and then a little bit of my situation with my husband, it's like this jealousy, this gamble, and all this stuff. It was just toxic, and
Shame on him.
there were
Shame.
just there were just he was just abusing me, and I said, this is it, no more, you're out of the house,
Yeah. Good for you.
because it was just too toxic, and
Yeah.
I said, Jessica, you're better than this.
No, you are. You deserve more. You're a
Yeah.
queen, and you need, with
Yeah.
being a kidney disease patient, a kidney warrior, a dialysis warrior. Okay, that in itself is a very
Yeah.
difficult journey. All
I
right.
noticed,
Add
yeah,
these
I
other
noticed.
things. Oh man.
I noticed recently, maybe about a month ago, I don't gain too much fluid weight,
Mm-hmm.
but I told the doctor, but the doctor says that it's normal, but I don't think it's
Yeah.
normal. I don't know. I feel when the machine is sucking all your water,
Yeah.
my ribs and my stomach start hurting, because there's nothing to suck out. And it's like, I tell the tech, how are my levels? How do you see? Dijo, all your levels from the machine are running okay.
Good.
They're excellent. They're
Oh,
cleaning good.
yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know how people could do it 4 hours, Jared. I do
Wow.
it 3 hours a week,
Yeah.
and I don't know how they do it 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It must be different based on their weight,
They're
and
waiting, because some of them are diabetics and
yeah.
everything, and I thank God that I'm not diabetic or nothing.
Hmm.
Only that, and and it's just an issue.
Yeah.
But I have had waited. The most that I had waited was 3 years, but we're talking about 9 years and a half.
This is a long time, but sweet sister, I am praying for you, and I have a strong, firm belief.
Hmm.
Okay, and I'm putting forth action. I've said to God, okay, I'm not just going to pray. I'm showing you
Yeah.
my faith, and I'm putting forth action. And
Yeah.
and I'm asking all of the followers who watch this and who watch this as a replayed
Yes.
broadcast to put forth action.
Yes.
Without, faith is dead without action. And so we need to put forth movement, and we need to be doing
Yeah.
something besides just praying for Jesusa, because you deserve 100% to have happiness, and you deserve a kidney transplant. I want that so much for you.
Yeah. And I don't know, the other day, I don't know if I was commenting you on a message, um, here or everywhere else, education for families that lose young people. A
Yeah,
lot
you
of
told me
teenagers are,
that.
a lot of teenagers,
Yeah,
if
so
that's a
sad.
reality. Here in my town,
Yeah.
since last year, we lost so many teenagers in accidents, in
Wow.
suicidal, and they're young people. But apparently, some people say, well, my kid, if I don't send them with all the organs and all the body or whatever, they go to hell. No, that's not the reality. The reality
No.
is that if you take their organs, they're going to bless 4 people, and you could be in contact with those 4 people if you wish to,
Yeah.
because they're giving lives to somebody else.
Uh-huh.
But there's a lot of teenagers.
That is
The
sad.
percentage of teenagers dying in behind a wheel
Yeah.
are so big because it's just expanded so much,
That is so
you
sad.
know. And it's very sad because it has hit close to Lisette's family that this girl was driving with her sister and a cousin, and another car came from the freeway and went into her side, and she crashed it.
Wow.
So
Wow.
her sister got out of the car to see if she was okay, or if
Uh-huh.
she could get.
That is
Well,
just
she got out.
awful.
She got
Wow.
out of the car to check, and guess what? Another car came and drove her off because he
Oh,
wasn't paying attention to her and not paying attention to people there in the street. So
tragic.
it's very hard. Yeah,
That is,
it is.
yeah, it's hard to hear.
Yeah, and there's a lot of teenagers that are dying, and what organs are again. There. Some people say, "Are you an organ?" I said, "I need a kidney. My kidneys are not good, but I am a donor for a heart and a liver."
Mm-hmm.
And they say, well, but why? And I said, because those ones don't have a problem. I said, so
Right.
I could say if I die,
There's other
I could
people.
save I could face
Mm-hmm.
two persons, a liver and a
Absolutely.
heart.
Yeah.
I said,
And
my
would
kidneys
God
won't give
want that?
nothing,
Wouldn't God
but
want
yes, but
that?
there's two people that I could save because
Uh-huh.
there's nothing wrong with my heart and my liver.
There's nothing wrong with them. Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of people have a lot of questions to things that they don't know. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's just need to be
There
education.
is. Yeah, there's misinformation. There's not enough education. They don't quite understand that they think that because you're sick and you have kidney disease, that your whole body is sick and that you shouldn't be
Yeah.
donating your other body parts. Well, that's not the
Yes.
case. Just your kidneys.
Yeah.
There's a
Only the
lot of
kidney. Yeah.
myths, myths, ignorance, and misinformation out there.
Yes. Uh-huh. And it's like, when you die, the your body goes to under the dirt, but
Hmm.
your soul already separated from your body. Your
Yes.
soul is the one that's gonna answer to wherever God wants it to go.
Hmm.
And some people don't understand that when you go down to the ground, you're already dead. Your soul already
Yeah.
separated.
There's a separation involved,
Yeah.
of course.
And there's nothing you can do that you're gonna say, oh, if I don't do this, they're gonna go to hell. No, it's already out of your control, and it's on God's destiny where you're
Yeah.
gonna go.
Well,
Because I could say,
again,
hey,
the main thing that I wanted to do tonight, and I'm
yeah,
really want to bring this home. I want to hit it out of the ballpark, so to speak.
yes,
Is that I want more support for you. Okay,
okay,
I want more people to feel just as passionate, just
Yes,
as excited, okay, to help you as I do,
yes,
as Jeff does, as
yes,
Ethel Short. Okay, I want more people to feel just as passionate and to do more, to share, to do watch parties, to reach out to you and to give you
yes,
encouragement. Okay, we need to make sure that we're doing more because I'm going to say this until there's no air in my lungs, but
yes.
praying is great, but we need to do more than praying.
I say one thing that it could make a difference. I don't know. Sometimes we pray, um, but if you're praying for me, I would like for you to pray and say, God, give me a guidance if I'm the person dedicated to
Yeah,
give a transplant
that's a
to
great way
this
to put it.
person.
Yeah, help me
Because
feel
you're
guided if I
praying,
am the right
and
one.
I'm grateful for every time you pray for me. I'm very grateful to everybody that sees me, follows me. I'm very grateful, and I do thank God every day for my day, every day to live. It's a hardship, and maybe you would say, no, she really doesn't need a kidney because she's survived 9 years. But it's a
No,
long trip because it's like I get sometimes I get tired. When my dad passed away, I sometimes would miss in between like a Wednesday and wouldn't go on a Wednesday until Friday.
yeah,
And it's a hardship when you miss one treatment. But sometimes you say, I have to get up and I just barely got off dialysis. And sometimes you have a headache, throwing up or whatever. And then you get better a couple of hours and you're back to the
and
same
you're back
way
in
on
it.
dialysis. Yes.
It's
Uh-huh.
it's a battle every minute,
Yes.
every
Yes.
second, every day, every year. It's just a
Yes.
nonstop
Yes.
battle. Okay,
Whether
and you're
you like it or not.
fighting all the
Yes.
time.
Whether you like it or not, you have to go.
Yeah,
And I would say, the prayer, the prayer that I would be saying, if I would be saying, I want to I want for Jesusa to do this or whatever, I would think that in your prayer you would include, am I the person to give this lady
yeah,
a transplant?
right.
And ask God, because that's the sign that you're gonna wait to make a decision. Because
Hmm.
I'm not saying I don't got hope. I got hope, but the only thing I need is a miracle for it to
We
follow
do need
through.
miracles, and miracles do happen.
Yeah,
Miracles
I
do.
believe in miracles. Miracles, God has seen them, and doctors have seen it in the operation rooms.
Uh-huh.
Because I remember a couple of years back, one of the doctors says, Jessica, I don't know how we do it, but I know God was there.
Does
But
God does? He does.
yeah,
He listens
and
to us. He knows us. He loves
yes,
us, and He
yes,
answers our prayers. And so I
yes,
want someone to feel compassionate. I want someone to pray
yes,
and ask, "Am I the one? Am I
yes,
guided? Do I feel guided and instructed to help Jesusa?" And at
yes.
that, and you don't, if you don't feel that way, then please
Just
donate
pray.
shares.
Yeah,
Okay, donate shares and then do something else to provide participation and help for this lovely sister, this lovely woman.
yeah, yes. That's what we could do, and everything's good. We just need to continue our destiny and see what happens, Jared.
Well, you've got a lot of drive. I know you still have a fairly young granddaughter still, and that's great news, and
Yeah,
you've got you still have a good family unit despite having lost your father, and
yes,
despite your estrangement to your husband, you still have good
yes.
daughters, a granddaughter, and
Hmm.
a son, right? You still have a son.
Yeah, my son is in Texas right now. He's
Yes.
incarcerated, but he's supposed to be coming out, and he's doing memory and structuring his life. He says, "Mom, it was time for me to come in." He was having family matters with his wife
Okay.
and stuff like that.
Well,
But
I love your family. I want all of them to
but
know
he
how much
says,
I love them.
no,
I love them because of the support they give you. I love that they build you up and encourage you.
yeah,
And I'm so grateful for your daughters, your granddaughters, and all of the people that build you up. I'm grateful for them.
And I thank you a lot, you and Jared. You know, you were my angels when you came to me, and I picked Jared. I still remember how we picked Jared. You know, because I
Yeah.
asked Ruby. I remember asking Ruby, "Don't you know how to do these apps?" No, Grandma.
Well,
And I
you
said,
know,
"That's why you're grandkids and I'm grandma."
yeah, you know, as twins, we're together, and I can't do this without my twin brother, and I'm grateful for him, and I'm blessed. I'm very blessed to be able to do this. I feel like it's a calling from God, and I'm happy that I can
Yes.
do it. And I'm hoping
Thank you, Jared.
you to reach out to as many people as possible, okay,
Yes.
and keep this going because I do. I have so much hope, and I
Yes.
believe that because we're doing action and God sees that it's not just faith, but we're doing something with the faith that we will have
Yes.
a miracle. I
Yes.
through the grace of God, we will have a miracle. Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Jared.
You're welcome. Well, it's been great having you on. I'm not going to keep you much longer.
Okay.
Hope you have a great evening. Thanks for taking time out of your schedule and your
Yes.
evening to spend a little time
Thank
with
you.
me and see me smile. And it's good to see your face.
Okay. Well, thank you and say hi to everybody. God
I
bless you
will.
guys.
God bless
Okay.
you
Bye
as
bye.
well. All right. Bye
Okay.
bye.
Bye.
All right, everybody. We've heard from such a lovely woman, Jesusa Mendoza. All right. It's my prayer that we continue to give her more support, that we knock it out of the ballpark, okay, and we hit some home runs for her. So I'd like to see an increase in shares. I'd like to see an increase of support to her directly. Let's make sure that we help this person who's going into 9 years on dialysis. She needs more hope. Did you hear her? She's losing hope because she's been declined 9 different times in the last year. Let's build her hope back up and let's keep her encouraged so that she doesn't get down because we're supporting and backing her up. Thanks for following. God bless. Have a good evening. Peace. I'm out.